It's no secret that we yearn for nostalgia. Now that I've entered my 30s, I reflect on the days of exploring the town on skateboards with a group of friends. I also seek a similar experience through media with shows like Stranger Things and all the modern remakes of my favorite films. The newest game developed by Kuko Cucumber Echo Generation seems to understand my hunger for retro by mashing up a puzzle adventure with a turn-based battle system. However, while there's so much to look forward to in this adventure, some quality of life systems could make it more enjoyable. Echo Generation has players choose their character from some pre-built designs. Luckily, this doesn't hurt the narrative because no matter the gender or threads, the story's impact is the same. After your mom asks you to play with your little sister, you reluctantly agree as you add her to your party. From here, the idea is that you are an aspiring filmmaker and lover of sci-fi action and mystery. You and your friends have plans to make a movie, but you'll need to wrap up a few required elements to make it exactly what you want. However, things go from weird to strange to deadly as you start the quest off by fighting raccoons, to fighting a murderous clown doll, to someone finding out that the company your dad works for could be the cause of it all. It's a freaking rabbit hole without logic. While playing, you aren't sure if these kids just imagine everything or if you're actually talking to animals and ghosts. I honestly checked out the moment a frog quizzed me, so I didn't bat an eye when an alien ship landed. The narrative and adventure segments come together nicely, but I feel like the game wanted to be bigger at some point. For starters, your sister is the only real party member aside from buddies who join your party. Skills are unlocked through gameplay and completing quests for comic books, but considering how varied these skills are, it seems like they were meant for additional characters. In all honesty, the game still works, but I didn't feel attached to the idea that a kid and their little sister were taking on all these challenges. I would have preferred it if it be a group of friends. That said, the added buddies are cool in execution as they provide additional dialogue and can even affect questlines. Adventure segments are pretty much scavenger hunts as you explore each area for items to deliver to an NPC who will hopefully give you an item that can then help you progress the narrative. It's this way throughout the entire game. However, players have side activities available, which is mainly just a way to get new skills to use in battle. It's fun akin to a point-and-click adventure where every new item is a possible tool to use somewhere else in the game, which is sometimes puzzling but satisfying overall. Progression becomes a little cheesy at times, especially when tied to having enough funds to progress. You see, money is obtained through quests and battles, but fights only provide around $1 per victory. This ultimately means that you shouldn't waste your money on consumables, which is a possibility that you'll need to consider since you'll most likely use them in a boss fight. Also, if you die, well, you don't get your items back, even though you return to the most recent autosave, which is typically right before the battle. This introduces a few moments of possible soft lock battles where if you're not strong enough or don't have enough healing items, there's no way you'll be able to win. Further, you revive with half your HP, so you need those items to re-enter the fight anyway. I pretty much fought every battle up to the boss, made my way back to an area where I could sleep, and then journeyed back to the fight. Luckily, grunt fights can be passed up to fight the boss with full HP. Battles are pretty fun, but initially frustrating. Each attack and defense portion has a button prompt to add more power or defense against an enemy attack. You must get these down and correct every time or else you'll die even to grunt enemies. Skills also have a unique minigame, but once I had the most powerful skill, I never used any of the others. I believe this is tied to the leveling system, which allows you to upgrade HP, attack, or skill points. You can actually ruin your entire game if you don't put any points into HP, as late game enemies will one-shot anyone with less than 15 HP. I would have preferred the developers to use a more traditional system that automatically upgraded the character stats across each level. Instead, I was forced to make each character pretty much play the same so that they had enough HP and caused enough damage. Further, there isn't a defense stat, so you'll know exactly what damage you'll cause and what you'll receive every time. Regardless, I had fun with the systems, and the various enemy types made each encounter a trial to master in terms of timing. Characters and environment design are charming as they are inspired by retro pixel art. The 3D designs provided a sense of imaginative exploration through this world, and each scenery is expertly crafted to encourage the player to keep going. This ties into the overall narrative. While it isn't emotionally charged, it's rather funny during many moments. The soundtrack deserves to be mentioned as it becomes a highlight of the experience. In each area, you begin to memorize the tunes and hum along. Echo Generation is an imaginative adventure that provides several doses of nostalgia for all who play. However, the battle system requires quality improvements. In its current state, a player could be forced to restart due to wrong choices made during early gameplay. Still, the adventure segments and character interactions are charming enough to warrant a weekend spent cracking this small town mystery. Noisy Pixel is giving Echo Generation a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.